Okay, what's up, Suyano?
I'm good, thank you. You
Yeah,
too?
I'm good too, man. You had a good holiday?
Yeah, amazing. I've been snowboarding for 1 week in Austria. It
Hmm.
was 3 years ago, so it was really great to be back in the mountains and having some fun, doing some drinks, and yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
I can imagine. Is it something you do often, like besides doing the winter sport? Like maybe you go on a like a sunny holiday every now and then, or
Well, most of the time in July and August, it's like really busy with
hmm
playing gigs. So if it's possible, I try to combine those two. Like
hmm
last year, I had a couple of shows in Asia, and between my China tour and my Philippines and Indonesian shows, I stayed over in Bali for 1 week
hmm
because between the shows in Indonesia and China was 1 week, so I could
Okay.
fly back home for like a couple of days, or
Yeah, that will
just
tear you down actually.
yeah. So I went down to Bali because it's like one of the most beautiful places on earth, I think, and
Yeah.
so that's how I try to combine like a small vacation with touring.
Yeah, so it's more of a best of both worlds for you. Like if you're on a work holiday, you try to spend, if you have the time, of course, you try to spend a personal holiday there as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yeah. I actually did the same thing. I tried to do the same thing, but it not always worked out because of the schedules, of course.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, at least you could try, you know? That's the one thing you could do.
Yeah.
Um, to everyone who's listening or watching this content right now, because I know you. By the way, I was thinking, how do we know each other? Probably because of Robert, right? Because of Hardwell.
Yeah, I think do Robert.
I think because we went out a lot of times in Breda and you were playing there, or we met each other there, or
I also went a few times with Robert to Tilburg to the cafe. Is it
Philip.
Philip? Yes.
Yeah, yeah, we went there as well.
And his name Nick. Nick.
Yeah, yeah, my tour manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy times. That must have been about 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah. Could be possible. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, a short introduction to everyone who doesn't really know you as a person. So, not really the DJ, but as a person. Who are you? What do you like? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, as a person, I really like to hang out with friends.
Hmm.
So like when I'm home, I always try to catch up with friends. Like we try to do like mostly on a Monday. Like every Monday, we have a sort of like game night.
It's the DJ weekend.
Yeah. So sometimes we playing like Risk
Yeah,
game or Kolonisten van Catan,
yeah.
playing poker, or sometimes we playing on the Xbox FIFA. So like
What's your
yeah
favorite game? FIFA or
no
Call
well
of Duty? Call of Duty.
yeah Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
man.
I'm
Fuck.
playing
Oh.
FIFA as well, but like the new Call of Duty is like
That's wow. It's been a long time that Call of Duty had such a great game.
like the last two or the last one I even didn't buy it because it was like too futuristic with
Exactly, yeah. Like the last one
yeah
was Modern Warfare 2, which was perfect, but yeah, never
yeah.
mind. So Xbox and board games, actually, that's one thing you do. And as a DJ, what kind of releases have you done? What kind of tours have you done? Which people could know, actually.
Yeah. Well, I first start like the first big achievement I had, like what was really like a big kickoff of my career was winning the dance tour competition.
And Dance is like a local event, right? Oh yeah, local. It's a Dutch event, but
Yeah, it's a
uh,
Dutch event in like I think around 10 cities,
mhm.
and one of the cities was Breda, where I'm from, and actually that's I think the biggest with Dordrecht. So it's like 20,000 or 25,000 people,
Mhm.
and you had to send in a mix to Dance Tour. They got like 100 demos, and of all those demos, they selected a few guys to do a live DJ battle. And then they checking, who's the best DJ who can play
Mhm.
like the lineup. And I won that competition, and that gave me the opportunity to play in the lineup with Hardwell, Chucky, Layback Luke,
Mhm.
and some other guys. So for me,
how was that? Because you got from nowhere to 25,000 people, you know, so that's a big gap there. How did you experience that day?
Yeah, well, like 2 years before that or 3 years before that, I already was making and mixing music. But I started in Brooklyn and Breda.
Mm-hmm. It was Brooklyn and Breda. Sounds nice for international people.
Yeah. It was like a sort of bar restaurant, and like at 10 o'clock, all the tables went to the back, and then you had like a dance floor. Mm-hmm. So I learned there how to properly get a night going on, like from beginning with soulful house, a little bit going to techie deep house, and then later in the night like progressive and some harder stuff. So that's where I started. So I had already some experience, but like in a really small club, let's say max 500 people. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when I won the dance tour competition, I was like so nervous because you know my own town, and then like the whole town is seeing you. Okay, show me what you got. So
yeah. And you had to play an hour or
30 minutes. So
okay.
but then it was like long enough because such a big show, the first show, and then playing 30 minutes was like it was enough.
Did you prepare or did you just go all in and see what happened?
No, back in the days I played with just with CDs. It was just like the switch over from CD to USB, mm-hmm. But in Brooklyn they still had CDs, so I didn't dare to try to use the USBs for the first time for 25,000 people. So I stick to the CDs, and I practice at home for like a month, like which
for those 30 minutes.
Yeah, for those 30 minutes because you know, so I prepared like a long time. So it was not, of course, not pre-recorded or anything else. But you know, the first time that you're playing for such a big crowd, you want to show everybody, what you can do.
The best thing, yeah.
Yeah. So it was crazy, and that's also actually the first time when I met Robert, when I met Hardwell, mm-hmm. because you know he was playing there as well, and I just walked through him. I said, hey, my name is Suyano. I just played here, won the competition. And can I maybe have your Dropbox or something so we can, so I can send you some music. He said, of course. We made a Dropbox, and he immediately followed me on Twitter. So that was pretty cool for me back in the days. And since then we had contact. In the beginning, not a lot, of course, because I'm like a person. I want to make something really good before I sending it out to him. And back then I thought I was not like a really good producer then. So in the beginning I didn't spoke him a lot, but later on sometimes we went to the city or hang out, going to a restaurant, eat something. And then I think 3 years ago or something, I think 3 years ago, I closed down HBO Intro in Breda. It's a big festival for students in the beginning of the year, of the school year. And I closed that party, and Robert texted me like one day before, hey, do you like it if I join you on stage for the last 50 minutes to play together back to back? So I told him, yeah, of course, would love to do that. Yeah, that's crazy. And then we had so much fun, and then back then I also had some tracks finished. So I asked him, hey, can I maybe please come to your studio to show my music to you? And then a few months later, after ADE, I came back to his home because we live like 5 minutes from each other.
It's a small town.
Yeah, it's a small town. And then I showed him like later on my first releases on Revealed, Shockwave and Bottles Up. Mm-hmm. And he immediately signed it 2 tracks.
Great.
And since then we hang out so much, and we're now like really close friends. He comes here a lot to my home, or I come to him. So yeah.
Cool. So how did that really boosted your career? The first releases on Revealed, or was there another thing that really helped you grow your career?
Yeah. Well, after Dance Tour, I'm noticed up by Nope is Dope. Mm-hmm. Was back then was like pretty big event. So first release, I think, was on Opus Dope Records, and they signed me, and I did a mix compilation and free record shop back then. So it was really, really awesome. And that gave opportunity to play like all the Opus Dope shows in Holland and in Europe. So
Which
I played
were a lot
like
of gigs, of course.
Yeah, a lot of gigs, and like also a lot of cool venues where I otherwise never could play, like Maasilo Rotterdam, Patronaat Haarlem. And outside of Holland, I played Italy, Greece, Turkey, Greece, a lot more countries, all because of Opus Dope. So yeah, that gave me the opportunity to do a lot of shows, become a better DJ.
Gain some experience in different countries, different audiences.
Yeah. So and then I really put a lot of time into making music, like being in the studio. And then I think my first, I think it's 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I think, I sent a few tracks to Spinnin Records, to Jorn.
Did you already know Jorn, or did you knew him through Robert, or?
No, I didn't knew him. I got his email from who? I got his email from somebody because it was his personal email. But through a friend of mine, I even don't know from
another
who.
DJ.
Yeah, in another DJ, I got the email from Jorn, and I sent it. I still know it. I sent it a remix from DJ Zan the Lunch, because I knew DJ Jean from Opus Dope, and he was like on the radio and everything. He was supporting, Suyano, this new guy, is becoming really big. So he was really pushing me already, and he's called me like, "Hey, do you want to make an official remix for the Lunch?" So I made a remix, and I asked Jean, "Can I send it to Spinning?" Yeah, of course. So I sent it to Spinning, and that's where it a little bit started. Jorn replied me like, "Whoa, this is a really cool tune. Do you maybe want to come here on the office of Spinning Records? Do you have more stuff?" So I went to Spinning Records office a few weeks later, and they want to sign me like management, publishing, everything. So I was a little bit blown away because I only thought it was like just a chat, you know.
Yeah. Did you sign actually? Did you end up signing with Spinning?
Yeah, I signed it because like, yeah, I had nothing, and like Spinning was so huge, and yeah, I thought it was like a super good opportunity to show my music to like the world.
Yeah, to reach a bigger audience. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. The remix they didn't sign. They liked it, but it was like they want something different. But they saw that I could produce. So my first release there was Busted with Billy the Kid. Went out on Spinning Records, and that was my first song that was really played by international DJs like Dimitri Vegas and like Mike, Martin Garrix, those kind of guys. So that was like the first step for me into my music career, because before that I only played like as a DJ, and I released some songs and Hardwell played it as demo of the week, but it was not like a release on a big label or anything.
And did you notice the other DJs reaching out to you because of that release, or gaining fans because of that release?
Yeah, gaining fans a lot, like because of the YouTube channel of Spinning.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you gain a lot of fans, SoundCloud as well. Also, it gave me the opportunity to do a guest mix on Slam FM. So it's like good for your national audience. And of course, a lot of producers sending you IDs or, "Hey, can you please collab with me?" In the first time, not even like big DJs, mostly just producers like me who are making music. But later on, when I released tracks on Afrojack's his label Wall Recordings, then I got like noticed by bigger producers who want to make stuff or
exactly. And looking back to that moment, like, do you think it was luck, or do you think it was something you got because you worked for it and you've created the chances and the opportunities yourself?
Well, I think first of all it starts with hard working, because like producing music, it's really hard because through the internet all producers in all the world, in the whole world, can send music to all labels. So every label gets like hundreds or thousand demos a day or a week.
Yeah, you really have to stand out.
Yeah, you really have to stand out. So I don't, of course, I think it's a little bit of both worlds. Like, of course, you need to have a little bit luck, but in the end, it's because of you working hard and you putting so much effort into it.
Yeah, true.
And it's also about timing, because I could send like a year earlier a track to Spinning, but then they not even replied. I know for sure, because then
it would be completely different, because you had no discography, you haven't released anything, you didn't have gigs, so you didn't have any value to offer for them actually.
No, and like my producing skills were not like as good as they were a year later.
Yeah.
You know, like every year you're learning so much, and every year your tracks getting better and better. So
you actually first gained like a career. You first gained value, and then you start approaching those bigger players in the industry to see if they could help you out releasing a track or getting a gig or whatever.
Yeah, and that's sometimes my problem, because I'm so how do you say it in English? I'm so perfectionism guy. I always think, this is not good enough to send out, and then everybody says, just send it out. It's good. And I say, I don't know, and that's pretty much the same thing. It was like a few months ago, I did a remix for Revealed for Alicia Madison, Insanity, and Revealed asked me to do a remix. I said, okay, of course, I'm going to do the remix. And I made it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to send it to Revealed, because I was not like really blown away. Yeah, I was so...
How much time did you spend on it? How much time did you work on it?
I think 3 days or something.
Okay, is that too much? Like, do you normally do less?
No, normally I'm working weeks on a track.
Oh, okay.
I'm a slow producer. I'm really a slow producer, but that's, I think, because I'm always changing stuff and think that it's not good enough. But then after 3 days, my manager said, "Wow, it's so cool. Just send it over to Revealed." I was like, I don't know. Just send it over. So I sent it over to Ivo and Sebastian from Revealed. And they said, "Whoa, it's really cool. Yeah, it's good. We're going to release it." Okay, sure. And then in the end, now it's almost hitting 8 million plays on Spotify. And I think it's like, besides Hardwell, one of the biggest remixes on Revealed.
Wow.
And it's in all big Spotify playlists in America, in the Mint playlist, 4 million listeners.
Yeah, that's big.
And it's even one of the most played dance tracks on the radios in America. On Sirius XM, it was #1. So, and it was a remix. I thought like...
So you almost canceled it, actually.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know if it's cool enough.
Yeah. A funny thing that is, because you hear that with a lot of artists, the tracks they didn't like the most themselves became the biggest tracks.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah,
it's really strange. But I really think that the quality is really is subjective. You know, like it's not up to you to define what quality is, because if you release a track, the audience will tell you if it's quality or if it's good enough.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do as a producer is just make music you like. Throw it out there and see what happens, you know, because you can never really tell what's going to happen with a track. The track that you expect the most of will probably flop.
Yeah, that's strange. I had a couple of tracks. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be really,
wait.
yeah. That's and that's maybe also a little bit about timing and having a little bit luck. And I've luck with Revealed that I have like a big audience as well and a lot of good contacts, because like almost all my songs I did on Revealed are in the playlist of Aston Kramer, who does a lot of dance Spotify playlists. And I'm really thankful to him that he's putting out my music into those playlists, because of those playlists my music is getting like worldwide played on Spotify.
A lot of attention.
So I'm really happy that Aston Kramer wants to put my songs into the playlists.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And another thing that really stood out to me, like before this call, obviously I visited your social media pages to see what was going on, because I didn't talk to you in a long time as well. I noticed that there was a lot of engagement, especially on your Facebook page. And that's pretty special, because Facebook has been, pretty going down in the last few weeks / months, because of the new algorithm. How do you maintain such engagement on your pages? How do you engage with your fans, and how do you create that engagement?
Yeah, well, what I think the last half year or something, I'm trying to do like a live demo session each 2 weeks. Last time I didn't do it because I had the flu, such like all Holland had the flu then.
Life happens.
Yeah. So, but normally each 2 weeks I'm trying to do a live demo session, and to help out producers, I got a demo mail, demo@suyano.com, where all producers can send their demos. And each 2 weeks I'm just clicking random demos. I give everybody feedback, and in the beginning it started like really small, but now like every session, or even people commenting on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, hey, when is the next demo session?
It's becoming a thing.
Yeah, so because of that, I'm gaining like a lot of new fans, a lot of real fans who are liking like all my posts. Because last time I saw, I think over 1,000 comments or something on the live stream.
Yeah.
So and I maybe started with like, I don't know, 50 or something. So those people are like really boosting up the likes, and I'm also like, I think since half a year or something, pushing all photos with a little budget, because otherwise the thing you're telling, like if you don't put like a few bucks on a post, then there is going to happen nothing.
Yeah, you won't reach anyone.
No, you won't reach anyone, because of like, I don't know what Facebook is doing, but it's like, they're changing so much that.
It's actually that they changed the algorithm into the content has to be so valuable that they want people to react on your content. They want to have comments. And the thing you've been telling with the live demo sessions, you've been getting a lot of comments. So if people start commenting on your post, the natural way of spreading your content around Facebook starts working, because it's interesting content for people. Facebook measures that because of the content, because of the comments actually. So if you put out a photo which only gets likes but not really comments, Facebook doesn't really care, and they don't really spread it around. So but that's it could be a smart tactic. How much do you spend a lot a month on that, or?
It depends. Like, I think a month. How much photos do I post a month? I think I try to post like 2 or 3 times a week. So let's say 10 photos a month. Then let's say 10 euros a post. So let's say 100 euro or something.
It's not that much.
No, but I think, still I'm like in a lift, I'm still not there. So I think it's important also to promoters and to everybody that you show the world that you are alive, that you are doing something.
And that you have engagement.
Yeah, and if you don't boost your post, then there is going to happen nothing. So, and I think, there are a lot of people, you always have those people like, oh, he's buying likes or blah, blah, blah. But it's just like every company just invest, like a few dollars on a post, and it's only to reach out more people.
Yeah, it's creating awareness actually. It's just doing advertisement actually. That's the same thing. So
that's how I do it. And of course, being how do you say it? You need to have like a constant flow of posting. Like I always try to post 2 pictures a week or 3. I see some guys posting like 1 picture in 2 weeks. Then you can never expect that you have your likes going up or comments going up or whatever. So I'm posting every week 2-3 times, and then you see that your fans keep liking, keep commenting, And on Instagram, I always try to react to people, thank you, or answer their questions with a demo session. So to really involving the fans into what I'm doing, and not only like getting everything from people, but not giving them back something. So.
And do you maintain a schedule? Like, do you already plan ahead because of, like you told me, 3 pictures a week? Do you already know what you're going to post in the next 2 weeks, or?
No, I sometimes I bring a photographer with me. So to Amsterdam Dance Event, I had a photographer with me.
I noticed a lot of high quality pictures on your social media.
Yeah, and with in December I did a show with Tiesto in my hometown. I also brought a photographer with me. And in India, Rutger was there, Rutch from Rutch.com.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's how I get all those quality pictures. And then it's just a little bit, I check out what I post, like, sometimes I post pictures like being on stage, sometimes posting pictures in the studio, or just like walking random somewhere.
Like smooth pictures in the sun.
Yeah, like the smooth pictures. So I try to, not posting always the same, but a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it keeps like interesting to look. And posting good quality pictures.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes an investment to bring a photographer with you, but in this way you can like posting content. Because if you don't have pictures, then you can like maybe post once in 2 weeks or 3-4 weeks, and then I think
it's just content is key. And if you don't have that much content, you don't have that much to post or that much to tell to people.
No, so that's really important. And I'm always like, when I'm doing shows in Asia, I'm always, or Cool Waters, who does my shows in Asia, always like pushing to the photographers, hey, can you please send the pictures? Because we need pictures to post.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit strange. I'm doing a show in, let's say in China, in Beijing, and I'm telling, hey, I'm on my way to Beijing at a great show, and you cannot post a picture. That's a little bit strange. Sometimes I have that, because if the photographers don't send the pictures, or but most of the time we got the pictures, and then you can show the people where you play, what shows you did. So yes,
cool. And looking back on those years of your career right now, like you've actually started at the bottom and gained a lot of experience, and you've climbed to a higher level in the last few years.
Yeah.
Looking back to those years, what has been the key to your success?
I think the key to success, first of all, is never giving up, because before I released on Revealed, I met Matthijs from Sorted Management, who also did a lot for Hardwell in his career. I met him like, I don't know, 5 years ago in Café Jansen with and then I had like 1 or 2 demos of the week in Hardwell on Air. And he told me like, hey, do you have music to send for Revealed? Maybe it's something, you know. So I sent it to him, and he's like, it's not bad, but it's too basic. It's nothing for Revealed. So I had that a couple of times, and you can do 2 things, like quitting making music, or think, shit, I'm not good enough. I thought that a lot of times, by the way. I just kept working in the studio, and then the moment came that I first noticed by Afrojack Wall Recordings, and later on with Hardwell. But I think when it really went like up was when I assigned a lot of tracks to Revealed.
Yeah, because they have a big audience as well, of course.
Yeah, and I really like the team. Like, everybody's super humble, really kind. I have a really good connection. With Robert. You know, we are really good friends now. And he helps me out a lot. So I think.
And how important is that team you're talking about? Because of course you have Revealed, but you also have a booker, and maybe you have a manager as well. How important are those people, or have they been in your career? Would you be at the same level without them, or?
No, of course not. But like how can I say that? Like back in the days, I had like bookings agencies, but it's of course it's like hard to gaining shows. Like every year is getting harder and more difficult to arranging shows because you have so many artists. So you really need to keep producing music, doing other stuff.
Better content.
Yeah. I'm working now with a model brand as well, Garcia. So we're working out now some cool stuff. To not only show that I'm making music, but I'm also doing like different stuff with like a clothing brand.
Different collaborations, actually.
Yeah, different collaborations, not only music.
Yeah.
So, but of course, a booker is really important. I think like the last year, Cool Waters did an amazing job. They're doing my Asia shows. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to Bangkok, Taipei. It's all because of Cool Waters is pushing my profile to all bookers. So yeah, that's really important because I don't have those connections. So you really need to have a solid booker who has the contacts. So Cool Waters helped me a lot in the last 2 years, and before that I did a lot with Modern Sky as well. It's a company in China.
It's a booker.
And, well, it's actually a music label in China. They do an event group. They do mostly pop and rock music, but last 4 years or something, they're also investing in dance music. They have one of the biggest festivals in China called Strawberry Festival.
Yeah.
You like festivals all over China. And Paul, he's a Dutch guy. He's working for Modern Sky. And last 4 or 5 years, he booked me on a lot of shows in Strawberry. So he helped me out a lot in my career as well, like in Asia.
Yeah. So you really need people around you to get you to that next step.
Yeah. And the beginning was also important with the Nopes Dope. They helped me
the event organization.
Starting up my career. So I think Nopes Dope was pretty important. Paul from China, from and Cool Waters, of course.
And did you reach out yourself to those people, or did they came to you?
Paul from Modern Sky, they reached out to me because the first China tour I did, I took a camera guy with me, and we made a really cool tour movie.
After movie.
An after movie, yeah. And through somebody, he got to he's seen that video, and he was like, "Hey, who's this guy? He's doing some pretty cool things there in China."
Cool.
So they just reached me out, and we had a meeting. And I did first I did one show for them. It was fun. Later on, I did 2 shows for them. Then it went a tour, and
now you're signed.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think what I'm seeing is it's really important for artists. Like if you have a show somewhere, always be humble. Don't be too hard. Don't be a dick. Sometimes you have people, they can complain about everything.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing is almost all shows I did, all bookers booking me back because I'm hearing from Cool Waters or my agencies in the past that they say, "Hey, he's a really nice guy. He played very well." For instance, last year in Bali, I did a show there. And when I landed back in Amsterdam, we already had a new date, a new offer for a new show there.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I think it's important. Of course, your performance needs to be good. But most important is you need to be a humble guy so that people are willing to help you and not be like, "Hey, I'm the DJ and can you please do this, this, and this."
Which actually happens, I always thought why would you do that? But people really do that.
Yeah. That's and then later on they're asking themselves, "Hey, why I don't have shows?"
Yeah. So you obviously have a nice studio looking at those panels on the back of you.
Yeah. I'm really happy with the studio. It's my first professional studio. Back, I think 2 years ago, I still had my studio at my parents' place in a room with windows, a lot of stuff, horrible acoustics. And then we actually made the studio by ourselves. And yeah, when it was finished, since then I'm like so much more productive. I'm making more tracks, and this was actually the start of like when I'm signing a lot of tracks to Revealed, because I really feel, you know, comfort zone. The sound is good. My mixing skills went so much better. The tracks sound so much better. So
really boosted your productivity.
Yeah, it's like one of the best investments that I did in my life. Besides the speakers I got, the Genelec, before at KRK. It was, and then I went to a Bakshop in Goes, actually for stands for my monitors.
And you came back with different speakers.
Yeah, I heard those speakers, and I did back and forth with the KRK and the Genelecs, and was like, okay, I need to buy those Genelecs. I need to buy those. So yeah, those two things really improved my production skills. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank you for today, for the nice conversation, and for all the information you gave us, to me, of course, and to all people who are listening right now. Good luck in the future. Good luck with all the Asia tours and, of course, the rest of the world. Is there anything you want to tell to like starting producers or people who are struggling right now?
Yeah, just make music and don't push yourself too hard to become like the new Hardwell in 1 year, because producing music takes a lot of time. I started making really shitty music and thought that I never could release a song on Revealed, and now I released like 10 songs on Revealed. So just make music, don't push yourself too hard, and of course you need to spend a lot of time in the studio and check out YouTube a lot. I learned everything from myself, everything. Of course, later on I got some tips from Hardwell, but it's like for the last couple of years. But like mostly all the things I learned through YouTube.
Cool.
So yeah, I try to be original. I know it's hard. I had the same thing, but now last 2 years, people really know me from the progressive tracks with my like certain little bit own sound to it. So it takes years to getting your own sound and to be like good producer. So just take your time.
Be unique.
Yeah, be unique and take your time.
Cool. Thanks again, and we'll stay in touch, and I'll see you or talk to you somewhere in the next few weeks or months. Okay?
Yes, thank you for the invite.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming over.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.